I was waiting for she is not here. We'll go ahead and call the meeting to order, and we'll start with Pledge of Allegiance. Prematurely. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, our district mission and priorities, just keeping that at the forefront. We are here to promote lifelong learners through real-world experiences, focusing on academic excellence, successful staff, resource management, community relations, always ensuring a positive culture grounded in growth, collaboration, and school pride. Please follow the roll and establish a quorum.
Nelson? Here. Holtz?
Here.
Rip-Hagen?
Here.
Davidic?
Here. All right. Looking at the agenda, is there something that would like to motion to approve tonight's agenda?
I'll make a motion to approve the agenda as presented.
Yes,
We have a motion and a second. Please call the roll.
Rip-Hagen?
Aye.
Holtz? Aye. Nelson? Aye. Davidic?
Aye. All right, there's no old business, so we'll move on to consent items. Oh, sorry, I totally overwent open forum. Is anyone here for open forum tonight? Okay, now consent items. Anyone have any comments, questions?
I have one question.
Go for it.
What is the 0.75 FTE that we're hiring a ground for?
Yeah, so he is going to do 6th grade math as of right now until we hire a permanent replacement.
Okay.
Or, so right now he's going to do Tuesday through Friday for us, and then Mrs. Peterson's looking for options for what to do on Monday. So I think we have a couple of different options to pan out. We just have a couple of conversations to find out what that's going to be.
Okay.
Yeah. And so the thing we do have to be careful with Doug is because he's essentially coming out of retirement, so we have to be careful too with his vipers with him. It doesn't hurt us, but it could really financially hurt on his end. But we've had conversations with him about that too. So
okay.
Yep. And then we also thought that 0.8 sounded really strange. So the 3/4 time also got him under that $50,000 threshold.
Okay.
For that IPERS has as a limit.
Adding another Talene to the group. All right.
I've heard good things about it.
That's good, kid.
I'll make a motion to approve the consent items as presented.
I'll second that.
We have a motion and a second. Please call the roll.
Rip-Hagen?
Aye.
Holtz? Aye. Nelson? Aye. Davidic?
Aye. We really want old business on here, but we don't have any. So now on to reports and correspondence with Ms. Kravitz.
Old business potentially. Yeah, so just a couple of things. We've got summer. Teachers are already here, hopefully enjoying their break by now. We've got some traction on the solar project. Probably seeing solar panels going up here south of the middle school. They were starting to put the ballast systems up on the roof here at the middle school as well. So their plan is to do all of the middle school first, and then they're going to go out to the high school. They're going to have to shave down one of the berms that's out there just behind the greenhouse. The city had requested that they be 50 feet off of Grimmel. So that caused them to kind of change the design a little bit. But it still has the same number of panels. That they've got the cement slab there poured for the battery that'll get installed. So they'll finish up the high school, and then they'll go to the elementary last. Elementary's all on the roof, so no impact obviously to any of the ground space. And then the battery will be housed just off the southwest corner of the back side of the elementary building there. So so that's going up. So that's going on. I've had conversations with Ken Hagen. We've got some initial quotes back for the bathrooms at Linduska, which weren't great. So we're going to still have a lot more conversations before that comes in front of the board. So I haven't even shared any of that with you guys yet, just because it was just a phone conversation. He didn't have anything hard and fast or written down. So I didn't want to give you that just yet. So yeah, and we're just kind of plugging away. We got another item that's coming off our summer worksheet for you guys to approve tonight as well. And yeah, so Tori, your question?
When is that gonna be finished, the
Uh,
solar project?
August.
All right.
Anyone have any questions for Mr. Evans?
All right, board committee reports. Anyone have anything? I think so, it's kind of quiet. Our administrative reports. Karen, I see that you do one-on-one conversations with all the teachers. Is that something that all the principals do or not?
You guys, did you guys have one-on-ones with all your teachers? Karen?
I did not this year.
With my teachers on their eval cycle, yes.
But not all of
You can do whatever you want. I just think that's really a nice touch point at the end of the year.
Yeah.
Before they're gone and whatever, and make sure you're all on the same page for the next year, so. Good work on that.
I have something just to bring up with, this is sign out the decreased behavior incidents by 336, which is awesome. Is there just a general like reasoning why you think it went well, or?
Well, we put a lot of really big things in place universally. So for like all kids all the time. It's really, really good. Actually, we were trying to decrease every month, but we far exceeded that goal, actually. So a lot of really good things universally. We worked really hard at, you know, our students with, I would say the most, the highest need, like the very tip of our triangle. So next year, like our big focus now is really making that middle tier stronger. So I think having for sure 2 interventionists to support us, it was a huge, huge benefit. And we will have, I have another interventionist for hire that you approved, so for next year. So we'll get to maintain that, which just allows for support with response, and then, you know, moving forward, it's just teaching those skills. That's gonna be the next, we're gonna keep doing that, so.
And this, the person that was recommended, actually, that you guys approved, is RJ Roberts. He's coming from PCM, holding a very similar role and with significant success at PCM, so.
From the middle, he was at their middle school.
Cool, so.
And, yep. So anyway, yeah, that's exciting for us to have somebody that, when we started building or just thinking about our system last year, when we had interventionists, he shared a lot of what they had done at PCM already. So we were able to mirror some of that, like think through, he just shared, here's what we do at PCM, because we interviewed him last year too, for this same position.
Okay.
Worked out last year for him that they were able to keep him there, but so lucky for us, hate to be that way. It didn't work out for him to stay at PCM. So anyway, a lot of what we built is very similar to what they had worked on at PCM. So I'm excited for him to join our team now after we've had 1 year, you know, of kind of rolling with it, and how can we move forward too. So
That was a big number. That was cool to see. So,
yeah,
thank you.
yep.
Very significant.
Is it all right if I talk about a couple things with there was an attachment
Please
on
do.
your,
Yeah, please go.
yeah,
Please.
the school improvement summary. So our MTSS system, which is that multi-tier system of support where we look at data, we're focusing ours on attendance, okay? So we're learning a lot about attendance and data, and we have been using a something called Panorama that you're able to pull data from. And when you scroll down to that second page of the report, the Panorama shows that we're at 16%, 65% of our 404 students are chronically absent. Our goal was 20. But, and it's kind of a big but, we have this table down below that is actually the reporting that Emily Gannon pulls for our school reporting. And her report shows that we have 101 students that were chronically absent. So that last week when I discovered that, it like flew some red flags. I'm like, what's happening? What, like, that's not just a small difference. And so the biggest problem I see with that is, according to Panorama, it says 16%, we thought we were meeting our goal, and that actually changed how we were intervening on our attendance. So because a general number that you think about with MTSS, if 80% of your students are doing well, if 80% are achieving at whatever it is, you're not gonna intervene with everyone. You're just gonna look at the kids that are struggling. So we weren't doing any of that, looking at kids that were struggling, because we didn't see that through those numbers on Panorama. So the state reporting, the biggest difference is the number, 405 students includes Peyton Jordan, and it shouldn't be that way. Like, our attendance shouldn't be using that extra number. So we don't have 404 students at the high school that are just Greene County. And the other big difference is that school reporting number that Emily has that creates the 101. They actually count any school-related absence as an absence. So when our kids are leaving for golf all day, or when they're leaving for a music festival and they're gone, and we mark it school-related, it actually counts against our school reporting numbers. And the real gut punch about that is that's what goes to our school performance profile. When we get a grade from the state, they're looking at numbers that are not how we record attendance, because according to school policy, our board policy is school-related events are counted school-related and they're excused, right? It's like, so it's just hard to, I just wanted to explain some of that, because we felt like we were doing pretty well in attendance. We felt we were gonna meet that goal, and then through the lens of what actually, I don't wanna say what actually matters, but according to the state report, you know, that report that we get each year, when they're looking at this data, it makes it look worse than what it really is. So,
Is there a script or something that can be ran and pulling those school-related items out? And I'm
so
kind of Brent
the best way to do that would be to look through Infinite Campus. Like, Infinite Campus has that set up in a way that, so that might be what our change is. The biggest learning that I've had the last few days since I was digging into all this was really, we need to be looking at different data, because this is not accurate. And it also, you know, we don't want to be missing things. We don't want to be, you know, we don't want to have a pie in the sky things, right? So I think as a team, our building leadership team, and that is really focusing heavily on MTSS, really needs to have some good conversation about what data are we going to look at and use in order to guide our next steps, so that we know, you know, where we really truly at.
Well, and then another layer of questioning is, my son has an appointment in the afternoon and he leaves in the afternoon. Is that considered a whole day of absence, or is it they have to be gone from start to finish?
Yeah, it's 4 periods count, and if you miss more than 4 periods, it's a whole absence.
Okay.
So, anyway, so and then we obviously couldn't go, you know, know if we met the proficiency on ISAS, because we don't have that. Nobody has those reports back fully because of the recalibration. And to end on a high note, our graduation, we did meet that rate. Our graduation rate went up to 88%. So, and that would have been from May of 2025. It's always a year behind data. So it's not just what happened last month, it's a year behind. But anyway, I feel like it's just good to know. I mean, that's what the data is for, is to, you know, see what we need to do differently and how we need to approach it for next year. So
The legislation not changed though, that student event absences.
yeah, I actually noted that. In the report. It's, I can't remember what state or what
Yeah.
file it is listed under there, but that is a change for next year. Yeah.
So yet another change for us.
Right,
Performance
right.
profile, which is even more reason to put a lot of weight in it.
Yeah.
It's been the 4th time in a row that's changed.
Yeah.
Really comparable period.
Anyway. Okay. Won't even get on my soapbox.
Graduation was lovely.
Mhm.
It went really well.
In the gym.
It's a privilege for us board to get to sit there and,
Mhm.
I mean, that's what our end goal is.
Yeah.
It's good. All right, any other questions? Thank you for sharing that. Comments? All right, we will go ahead and move on. To school driving permits.
All right, so we have 3. We have Talem,
Yeah.
Leah, and Logan. Back there. So what I'll have you do, starting with Talem, then going to Leah, then Logan, is if you can just, you don't have to stand if you don't want to. Tell the board what your name is, about how far away you live from the school that you're coming from, roughly, guess, minutes or miles, depends on where you're from in the country. You know, that's how we measure distance and time. And then why you need a school driving permit, okay? So name, location-ish.
My name's Phelan. I live 15 minutes like away from the school in Scranton. And I need it so I can get to like sport and stuff
Cool.
and get to school.
On time.
Yeah.
Every day. Great. Leah?
My name's Olivia Fortner, and I live 9 miles away from the school in Scranton. And I wanted my permit so I could get to school on time and saves extra spot for kids on the bus and to get to work.
That's a great answer. I haven't heard that one yet.
Logan?
My name is Logan. I live about 10 miles away near Peyton, and I'm trying to get to better way to get to school other than the buses and to go work.
Okay, so just a few reminders for our drivers. So the permit is for work, school, or farm-related employment within a 25-mile radius. All of you kind of meet that first criteria of your home address. You have to go straight to and from your designated location. If you need to stop and get gas, go on the most direct route. So if you live in Scranton, you're not driving to Grand Junction. Same thing I said last month with these gas prices, who's doing that anyway? You're allowed to be on the road 1 hour before and 1 hour after the end time of your activity. So if you are playing baseball or softball or whatever, and your bus doesn't get home until 9:30 or 10 o'clock at night, you have until an hour after your bus arrives back to the school. If you're doing morning weights or you're in any program or club or activity at the school, say it starts at 7 a.m., you can be on the road by 6 a.m. Okay, so it's an hour before and an hour after. You can only transport 1 minor passenger. They have to be in seatbelts, obviously, so do you. They have to be at the location you are starting from, so your house or from the school, and taking them right to your location. Obviously, you're not using your cell phone or any other personal electronic device. I think it's a $175 ticket. So just for fun. No, I haven't got one. So just remember too that driving in the permit is a privilege. You have to treat it as such. If you have any issues, get any tickets or anything like that, you could lose your license for up to 3 months, and you may not be eligible until you turn 16. So it's kind of a big punishment. Okay. All right. That'll make recommendations.
The biggest thing is you need to know the law. That was some of it.
Yeah,
Make
it's
sure you
one
do
thing we
it.
learned from back in November with the Supreme Court. It's when they came and visited, you were responsible for knowing all the rules of the road and what the laws mean. So that, fortunately, you probably won't get too many excuses or too many, I don't know how much leeway you'll get.
I will make a motion to approve the school driving permits as provided.
We have a motion and a second. Please call the roll.
Nelson.
Aye.
Holtz.
Aye.
Ripphagen.
Aye.
Davendeck.
Hi. All right, if you want to come on up, I'll go ahead and sign your papers and you can head on out unless you want to stay.
You sent it there.
First, Carden. Yes.
Grab yours.
forget, Caleb, I sent it to you, so then I forgot it.
About the time we get you a stamp to do all this is about the time they change the form.
Yeah, it sure would be.
They're gonna need your fingerprint in the blood sample.
Let's see. Row 10. Oh, then there's yours. Oh, that looks like such nice handwriting.
Unless you just want to stay and hang out with us.
There you go. I will move on. When he reads this. We don't have any fundraiser requests, I don't believe. So moving on to elementary furniture.
So this is kind of like gonna be like the first round of furniture. We do have, Audrey's gonna still get quotes for fourth grade, but this will cover PK through third for now. We've been going back and forth, sorry, and then I say we, Audrey, have been going back and forth between options for storage and just some of the limitations that exist within funding. I was trying to steer away from storage a little bit, so to try to get the actual plan that we created a year ago actually under wraps, which is making sure that we had all tables, chairs, and desks. Teachers had samples, they got to try them out over the course of the year. They were in classrooms, so students obviously were in them as well. A lot of teacher input and engagement, and I can let Audrey talk more about that since she, if you have any more questions for her about what she's ordered or why she's ordered what.
Remind me why no fourth grade?
Okay, well, yes, I definitely, that's what I'm going back right now to talk with him about. When we first, I did an audit of all the furniture we had and what's it gonna be to replace that? Plus, since we're doing tables or did many tables and not desks, then what is it gonna cost to store their stuff? Because they come, you guys all know, with a whole backpack full of supplies.
Yeah.
What are we gonna do with the supplies if they're at a table? So we had these 30 drawer, I don't know a better way, storage, it's little organizers. Those were really expensive, and that was at least half of our budget, of our original quote, when he just gave us, yes. When he, our faces were like that, okay? It was real, so I was like, okay.
The storage units themselves were, I think they were like $2,200 a piece.
Yes, they were.
They were not, I was blown away about how
We
much
were very much kind of like, wow. So that if we were going to do those with the tables, that we had to pare back what we were gonna do. Fourth grade had not really decided, honestly, which direction they were going. So the expectations that we gave to grade levels were what your furniture is in a grade level just needs to be the same for kids. That's it. So desks, tables, they're both up to you. But you guys decide, and then every classroom's gonna get the same essentially package of furniture. Well, we found that not all, actually 2 of 6 grade levels wanted the storage. So we were like, okay, so that's only a third of the building. Maybe that's not even super necessary at all to do. We definitely have room, like we budgeted $100,000 and we're under that. So the reason for no fourth grade was because we were thinking that money was gonna be allocated somewhere else to those different storage, different options that we had. Plus fourth grade was kind of unsure what they really wanted, desks or tables. So I have talked with them since we got this quote, and we've landed on what they want. I think we can now, with the room in the budget that we have left, up to our $100,000 like total that we were aiming for, what we had budgeted. I can go ahead and do the rest of the tables likely. I will need a new quote from him. but that's kind of where we landed for that. So that's gonna include, 4th grade, because we didn't finish 4th grade.
You
It's,
need both the papers?
No.
Or just this one? Cause my mom is freaking out. Is that not the right one?
She said
She
no.
put that.
Okay, so can you tell her?
She's on the print one.
Okay, well, so tell her not to worry about it today.
Okay.
Or I can just, I'm gonna cross over it again for that.
Otherwise, I was gonna say, she can just email it to me and I can sign it as well. It's already been board approved, so it's fine.
Okay.
If it becomes like, if you take it to the courthouse and they have a problem with it for any reason, just send me like a blank one and I'll fill it out and scan it back to you guys as soon as I get it.
Okay.
But my guess is though, it'll probably be fine, but just in case it's not, so she doesn't need to worry about it.
Alright.
Okay.
No rush.
Let's go.
No,
we're
we're learning.
guys. So anyway, 4th grade will be on my next quote. The other things that are not included in here would be all of the tables for like our special ed classrooms. We ordered everybody a kidney table because everybody has one right now. So I wanted to make sure to get those for the teachers. So it would just be the rest of the student furniture in their classrooms that we will be able to do.
And just, I know we are really trying to do our due diligence with Pebble and how things are gonna change in the future. For a table versus desk, price-wise, what are we looking at? Are they about equivalent? Is one more expensive than the other?
Absolutely not equivalent.
Okay,
Tables are far less
Okay.
than desks.
and preferable for teachers?
They,
Is it
all
harder
of
in
them
your
wanted
building than
tables,
other?
all of them wanted tables. 4th grade was just not sure.
Okay.
But they all sit collaboratively. I mean, it makes sense to have tables. The one hesitation, do they put your kids together? They want tables here. So that one right there, this little flower table, that is what all K2 are going to have chosen.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you can see we are ordering 60 of those, I believe, if that's what it says.
Yep.
Yep, so because you can fit 6 kids around, and I'm getting 5 per classroom, so they'll have extra, we won't have 30 kids in a class. But collaborative space is definitely a thing that they really want to create.
Okay.
So tables are definitely, essentially a desk is a smaller table. All of the pieces, that's what we learned last year when we were talking with Eric, who provided this quote to us. I mean, you have 4 legs, you have a surface, like it's essentially all of the pieces, it's just smaller. So they're much less expensive than desks.
Maybe I missed it, but then if they're not going to the 30 organizer thing, what is the plan? Or is there a consensus at this point, or?
Yeah, some of the teachers have tables already, and they have kind of figured out what they prefer to store their things. So that is something that I am purchasing for them, but not to the tune of $2,200 per classroom. It's actually less than $1,000 for the whole grade level for just chair bags, on the back of you guys have seen these in their classrooms. I mean, little organizers in the middle, whether it's file, like folders for them to put their books. Some teachers have the little storage underneath of the table for just the other things, like their pencil box and stuff like that. Some of them use book boxes, and so they use that for books, but also other things. It just depends on what the teacher's preference is, but I am purchasing that stuff for them also in their order, so.
Is that coming to a quote to us, or is that just something you have within your budget for your teachers?
Yes, a supply budget. Yep, So that's not coming to a quote for you. It's not thousands.
Yeah.
You know, of dollars.
And then I'm guessing you do your due diligence, but do we look at other companies too on price point of where we're at?
Our rep, he does that. He does that for us.
Okay.
So we tell him what we want. He's the one that works with all the companies to figure out what it is that's gonna be the best match for us. So yeah, thankfully, he met with us a whole day last year, last summer when we first started this project and got the chairs. And we just have been in touch since.
He showed us multiple manufacturers in
Yep.
terms of like, you know, in terms of like price and quality, like
Yep.
quality. It's like obviously the less you spend, you're gonna get some stuff. And if you know, want to spend, I mean, there are tables that you can buy, like for example, this round 36-inch diameter round table, like they have different manufacturers that will sell different, you know, they use different quality of materials that it could be, you know, anywhere from, you know, $100 cheaper to $150 to $200 more per table. It just depends. Like, so we kind of looked at a good, better, best sort of thing. It's like we picked that one was still going to be good quality that would last us a good while and be price conscious as well.
I don't know, is there any warranty on this furniture? I didn't know if it's a normal thing or not.
When anything, so far with the chairs,
He said if there's anything that ever breaks on a chair, like if it happens, he goes, I would not expect that anything is actually gonna break, but if something does, tell me about it and I'll send you a replacement part for it as soon as possible.
and
which
that
I don't
is
think
what
we've had
has
any
happened.
issues. Yeah, did we have many issues with chairs last year?
2, and yes, he sent replacements, and anytime that happens, that's what he. Good time.
So Brent Island there, they have a manufacturer standard warranty, which I'm not 100% sure what that is. It might be like a 5 to 10 year limited warranty or something like that, so.
Right section too, with the whole panel.
Good
What's
deal.
the expected life on elementary school furniture? I'm just curious, like,
Well, the expected life, I don't know, but what we have in our building is, originally when they built the building
Oh.
and got new furniture, I have one classroom set of those desks still. So that was 1992, I believe was the
That's
first
pretty-
year.
it's a pretty
I was
useful
a
life.
second grader in that school, fun fact for all of you. So we still have
Yeah.
that one set of desks. Some of them have come from Scranton. I mean, they're
got like a.
they're gonna outlive my career and probably all the careers of the teachers currently in our building.
Is this the same company that the high school got all their furniture from? Okay, because we've had to replace a lot
No.
of stuff. Okay, that's good.
I can't remember the name of the person they used. It wasn't Epic though. And the manufacturer was not Marco either. Good question.
Good deal. And what is our plan for the old furniture?
Great question. So, we're talking about furniture and Kara is like, hey, listen, I really want blah, blah, blah. So we are,
Give us the
okay, this is what's happening.
That's what
Right
happens
before
in
I'm
middle
supposed to
school.
say words, she's in my ear telling me these things, which I'm like, yes, honey, we'll do that. So, so we are going to, there are specific things the middle school wants, some of their teachers. I already kind of communicated that, to our janitors, and they're kind of making a little like space in our gym for those. But Midwest Missions, I've already reached out to them, which is what we did with our chairs. So they are going to, whatever it is that we do not reuse or repurpose here within the district, that I will be calling them and they will come. And it may happen in transitions, you know, small pieces at a time, but Midwest Missions is gonna help us repurpose those for good.
Any other questions? You got a lot tonight.
It's under our plan for what we're.
It is, yeah. So we had budgeted for 100,000 for the elementary furniture round 2. So this was 16.
But we will.
But there's a.
There's another
Sure,
one
yeah.
coming, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
So we could,
For one grade, the expectation is it'll be under that remainder.
Yeah, it'll still, we'll still be under budget with that.
we would just approve that one separately. when it gets
Yeah, we'll get it, we'll get it for you guys for July's meeting.
I will make a motion to approve the elementary furniture purchase not to exceed the quote total of $62,293.61.
I will second that. We have a motion by Tom, second.
Nelson.
Aye.
Holtz.
Aye.
Ripphagen. Davidic.
Aye. Alrighty. Classroom clinic agreement.
So this is our, so it's our every year thing, but it's an every year thing, and just based on the dollar amount that needs to come forward to the board. So this is another PEPAL expenditure. Moving forward, Cindy brought up a good point with the property tax rollback and then the cap that we're going to have on SAVE, the 2% cap that's gonna hit and hurt for us anyway, is something that we'll have to be really cognizant of as we're going forward. So next fiscal year, I'll say it'll be okay. But then after that, once we get into FY28 is when our PEPAL really starts to roll back. So, I feel comfortable and confident still moving forward with this being a PEPAL expenditure. I think in the future though, we'll have to look at either parting it out between kind of like a half and half between PEPAL and at risk, depending on what we have remaining or left over. But it's still the same license fee. It's Kyle Kinney and Emily Gannon have done a really nice job of making sure that all of our time slots are getting filled, or as many as possible anyway. I know we had some issues my first couple of years here, just kind of staying on top of all that, and been a lot of conversations with Sue Galing, and she worked with us very well to kind of get some of that stuff made up for us. So, but we're grandfathered into this license fee of $15,000. It has escalated pretty drastically for other districts that are not grandfathered in, because I know when Tim Christensen was here, he was one of the first to sign on pretty quickly. So again, it gives us access to our kids if they need management or therapy or psychiatric needs that they can access through telehealth. So pretty darn important.
And awesome that we're grandfathered.
More a different conversation if we were not.
Yeah, I don't know. I honestly don't know what it is if we weren't. So I know in years past too that they had some grants that existed. I think my first year here, we had there was a grant that existed that Sue actually helped us access and then write. It was called the I can't remember. It was an acronym. So many acronyms in education, I can't remember. GEER funds, GEER funds. Whatever, I can't remember what the 4 letters stand for, but we had access to those funds to pay for some of this. So that was a one-time use. So anyway, stop ranting when you guys do your thing.
Any other questions or comments?
Yeah, my main thing I like to bring up every time that you raise the bread is all of our time slots are pretty routinely getting filled. So as long as we're using it as most or as much as we possibly can.
And
Great.
what a support, otherwise your attendance is gonna go down if you don't have that.
Yep.
Level of support.
Yep.
I will make a motion to approve the classroom clinic agreement as presented.
Go for it, Megan. I can second that.
Girls are gonna have to just fight for it here. Louder. We have a motion, a second, please call the roll.
Ripphagen.
Aye.
Holtz. Nelson.
Aye.
Davidic.
Aye. All right, July's board meeting.
Yep, so the week that we have currently on the schedule for the week of the 6th is County Fair Week, which is gonna take we'll take 3 of you out anyway. So I'll take Megan out, take Sean out, take Laura out. So we won't have a board secretary and we're not swearing in another. So, I mean, we can, I guess. That's not technically, well, maybe it is. So I just propose that we just move it back a week to the 15th. Same time, same location. So it'd be July 15, 5:15 p.m. 101 Ram Drive, Jefferson, Iowa. 50129.
Does that work for the rest of you?
Yes.
Yep.
That works a lot better.
I will not be there, but as long as you have a quorum, and I probably can join remotely, so. Would someone like to make a motion to approve? We do need that, yes.
Yeah.
We do.
I will move to change the July board meeting to July 15th, 2026 at 5:15 at 101 Ram Drive in the boardroom.
Second.
We have a motion and a second, please call the roll.
Rick Hagan.
Aye.
Foltz.
Aye.
Nelson.
Aye.
Davendeck.
Aye. All right, we have the first reading of board policies, and I'm not gonna read them all out, but 1 through 7.
So I think Karen Sandberg might be on virtually. Yep. Hey, Karen. So I will let her talk about why all of these policies are showing up and why we're changing. We're gonna we can do them all in one fell swoop, but basically they all kind of like cascaded off of each other. Once we change one, and it required multiple changes in others. So go ahead, Karen.
So the work started because there were some changes with Title IX. There are 3 general complaints that can be filed. Title IX would involve anything that would be sexual discrimination, sexual harassment. Then you can file one related to bullying and harassment. And you can also file more of a general grievance related to age, those kinds of things that might be cause a grievance. We had policies for all of those separately, and each one had some different language, but it was very difficult to tell which one actually was appropriate when. And so as Emily Gannon and I, as Title IX coordinators for our system, started working through the language changes just related to Title IX, that's when we really developed the understanding of the confusion and why it would go different ways. So we first developed the process, created a decision-making tree that would show how the process would go depending on which type of grievance it is, and then created an overall Google form that will ask questions up front, and based on how the person answers those questions, it would feed them to the right form. So based on that, some of the policy language needed to be changed. And so that's what we did. Some of them had forms connected, but now it's all one form. So then that changed some numbers too, but it was really to align and make sure that it was clear which type of grievance you were trying to file.
Good catch.
Yeah, her and Karen and Emily again did a lot of work on this, a lot of organization, and kind of put it all together for us.
Thank you for the time on that.
And there's actually one policy is going to get.
Yeah, the 105 A and B will get removed because it's covered in 102.
Yep. There you go. Less policies to review.
Yeah, I mean, it's streamlining it to make it custom, I mean, user friendly, that's really important.
And just because of the substantial changes that did exist, I didn't think this could flow in just like a one-time read. I felt like it needed to be a first and second read.
And are these the final format? Because some had, like it said, insert link here.
We'll
format change.
clean them up for the
Final read.
But we'll still leave those as the ones that are getting eliminated. We'll still leave those as is, just so that it's documented
Okay.
in our records that there was policies being eliminated.
Would someone like to make a motion to approve the hard work they've done?
We need one at a time too, right? Or do we?
No, we do not need to do
Okay.
one at a time. You can do a first read of the policies as presented.
Perfect. I'll let you take it, Megan.
Oh, I was gonna say, we'll move to approve the first reading of the board policies as presented for the grievance section. I don't know if I need to say that, but
1 through 7.
1 through 7.
I will second that.
We have a motion and a second. Please call the roll.
Nelson.
Aye.
Foltz.
Aye.
Verhagen.
Aye.
Dobbin.
Aye. All right, moving on to our board policy review of 501.9 to 501.16.
Connie and I reviewed and there's no changes.
Yeah.
Will there be any changes with the law we just talked about? Like, would that go in effect this July, or is it
With,
the excused absence thing that I don't remember the language.
like with our,
In these policies, cause it's about. I was just thinking about that, cause we talked about it. With the-
refreshed my page.
no, I
School
don't,
related
I don't think.
activities that we talked about.
Yeah, the school, yeah, I didn't know if any of
I
that
think-
would impact,
No,
ultimately
because
impact.
we've always excused that
Okay,
from a board
so it
policy,
doesn't.
that's as a state reporting.
Yeah.
Just so you guys heard,
Sorry.
that's fine. That's
Now you're
that's
paying
fine.
attention to me.
So Megan's question
it's
was,
slowly on the north end.
oh, gotcha.
And now it's.
So Megan's question was, would we have to update these based on the legislation that's changed for, like how the absences are counted? In our board policies, we've always counted the absences for student events. So we wouldn't have to change board policy. It's the state reporting that is changing, so that'll shift on kind of outside
The back end.
Yeah.
Good question. Thank you. Thanks for repeating that.
What was it?
Any other questions?
I'll make
I
a
didn't have it.
motion for it. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
I'll make a motion to approve board policy review 501.9 to 501.16.
We have a motion and a second. Please call the roll.
Verhagen.
Aye.
Foltz.
Aye.
Nelson. Dobbin.
Aye. All right, we will go ahead and adjourn. Thank you.